Hello, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give you more understanding of what you've been through, how to handle narcissistic people, how to not get involved with another narcissist in the future, and different ways to recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is about cognitive dissonance and how narcissistic abuse causes this in your day-to-day life. A narcissistic relationship can leave you confused, full of self-blame and self-doubt, heartbroken and completely lost, to name a few. It can wipe out your old belief system to the point where you no longer know who you are or what you believe in. The internal conflict within your mind between what you see of the narcissist, the Jekyll and Hyde characters of the narcissist that they show you, can be crippling within your own mind, as 1 minute they are the reality of the person that you first met, that you live that reality of how they behaved, and then the next minute is the reality of that bad person, that not so kind person, and trying to work out in your mindset and make excuses for them, and it causes confusion. And this video is to explain a bit more about this. So what is cognitive dissonance? This is a state of mind where your beliefs or opinions don't match up with the attitudes or behaviour, where your reality no longer matches your beliefs, so you're always looking for ways to try and match them up. One method narcissistic people use on other people is cognitive dissonance. They learn who you are and what you like and what you dislike, what your beliefs are. They start by showing you the reality that they match you in every way. They are your soulmate. And once you've fallen in love, they then begin to use it all against you in so many different ways. There are a few ways they do use this confusion method against you. First, they show you the reality to match your beliefs. Then, when the needs are no longer being met, they gaslight you, silent treatment you, provoke you, blame shift and project. So you believe that you were the one that did wrong and that they are that person that you first met. It was because of something you did that they acted so out of character. And then once you've got that false reality that's trying to match your beliefs of the original reality, you believe it was in fact you that did wrong. Your mind becomes torn between the original person and the person they've revealed themselves to be. And the intermittent plays that the narcissistic person does when they do get control over you gives you that false reality again of what on earth is going on with their actual behaviour towards you. Second, because of the above treatment that I've just said towards you, it causes a state of confusion within your own mind as you fight the true reality of who they are to match the reality of who you met and the beliefs of who you met, with the false reality that matches who you thought and want them to be, believing that you're at fault, so your mind will downplay their behaviour towards you and pick up on your behaviour towards them. You're left in a trance with a mindset not matching or trusting any perceptions, people, and even yourself. As you're holding two or more contradictory beliefs at the same time, it leaves you in a state of confusion and quite often anxiety, which they will then use to gaslight you more. They'll say things like, "That never happened," and "I told you that last week," or "You're insecure," and "You're paranoid," which when you've already got that self-doubt, those words reinforce this in your mind that maybe you are the one that's going crazy because you are confused and you're constantly looking for a reality check. Yet, especially if you've been isolated by the narcissist, that reality check is coming from the very person who's trying to sink you. They'll happily watch your head go underwater to offer you a hand and raise you back up, just to dunk you straight back under. How do they do this? You meet them and they love bomb you through various ways, learning all about you. If you like flowers, you might get flowers. If you like movies, you'll go to the movies. If you like bowling, you'll go bowling. Long two-way conversations in the evening, if you like those, you'll get those. If you like marriage and children, they'll make all these plans with you. They'll message you, call you, be there for you. They are almost too good to be true. And then at some point, it all stops. You get some half-truths like, I went to watch that for you and I didn't like it. Which is half true because they did go to watch it for you, but only so that they could get you hooked. Or, we don't need to do flowers anymore, we're not like other couples. Conversations turn into them talking about themselves. They're no longer interested in what you have to say. That wedding most often never happens. If it does, that's usually the day or close to the day that everything changes. Or that child when you become pregnant or have that baby. Or if you're the male and it's the woman, once she's become pregnant or has that baby, things start to change. And if you bring anything up, they'll say things like, well, you don't do this for me, you didn't do that, you haven't done this. You might get the first silent treatments. They will then project all their faults onto you. They will make you doubt yourself and blame yourself. You will then blame yourself, find ways in your own mind of why it was you to try and fix it. Beg, plead, apologise and change to suit them. And when you do, that nice narcissist returns, the false reality returns, making you then believe in your own mind that it was you, that they are those nice things, only for it to cycle back around again to them showing their true colours, leaving you a little more confused each and every time. Slowly losing who you are, slowly losing your reality, and slowly losing your mind. And they will call you things like crazy, or you're depressed, or you need help. They reinforce every step of the way in your mind that it's you, when in actual fact, it's what they do to you. As you experience cognitive dissonance, as your mind is holding on to two or more beliefs, realities, ideas or values, it causes a hazy mind, brain fog. When you can see the facts and the reality, yet it's not matching those beliefs, people find any reason or excuse to relieve that discomfort within their own mind. Although it never truly relieves that discomfort, it actually makes it worse. Making incidents not as bad as they were, blaming themselves. The psychological abuse received in this way leaves you confused, full of heartache, with mixed feelings of betrayal and feeling to blame. The gaslighting that they use against you. Gaslighting is an insidious form of mental torture. It is psychological manipulation, where the narcissist plants seeds of self-doubt within your mind, making you question your own memories, perceptions and sanity, which results in you having cognitive dissonance, leaving you confused, and again you are isolated. So you go to the reality check, you go to the narcissist for those reality checks, and they slowly take more power and control over your mind. Our minds can self-harm us more trying to remove this cognitive dissonance. Because within ourselves, we will start twisting our own truth. The reality feels uncomfortable to bear, far too uncomfortable to bear. So our minds twist it, not knowing that we are running away from the real truth, and it's actually making us feel worse. It's the mind's way of protecting itself from pain temporarily, which is good sometimes. Yet long term, it causes more pain. Our minds find ways to eliminate facts we don't want to accept, causing the dissonance. Evasion, avoiding what we don't want to know, avoiding the true reality because we want that other reality back so bad that isn't who they truly are. It creates a sense of denial within our own minds and creating that dissonance within our own minds. Seeking validation, which is a good thing. Unfortunately, we seek validation within the wrong people. So, some healthy ways to reduce cognitive dissonance and get your mind back on track and working for you. One thing is seeking validation, but seeking validation from the right people. You need to speak to people that understand what you've been through, that know what you've been through, that understand how your mind's working, to let you know that what you feel is normal and you are far, far from alone. Write it out. Keep a written diary. Write down the reality and the facts exactly as they are, no matter how painful they are. Facing that pain and stepping into the fear of that pain will, in the end, free your mind from the pain it's suffering now. Every time your mind tries to tell you an easier story, read the truth out until you've got the actual reality in your mind and you can leave it naturally in the past. The reality is that person you met did not exist. It was all a play to fool you. That person, when the mask slips, that is who they truly are. Speak with trusted people, those who will relate to you. Let you know that your thoughts are normal, what's happening is normal in your own mind, and that it's okay to think and feel how you do. Back to vulnerabilities, if you've seen the video about vulnerabilities, when good people open up and understand vulnerability within themselves, they can connect with other people, good people, on a deeper level. Narcissistic people can't open up those vulnerabilities, which means they can never connect on that deeper level. When your beliefs and your reality don't match, it helps to understand what your beliefs are and recognise that the reality isn't matching, instead of making excuses in your own mindset to try and get that reality to match your beliefs, because it just causes more confusion. Some other ways: if you can, change your beliefs. This can be hard, especially if it's important to you. One of my examples is it's extremely important for me for my children to have their other parent in their life. The reality is that other parent isn't safe to be around the children. So I've had to go through all the arguments in my own mind to make excuses of why the children can see them, yet the reality of why it's unsafe for them to see them, and then fight for the children. Now, some narcissistic people you can handle and you can manage the children's time and it's okay. It depends whether you're dealing with a narcissist psychopath, or a narcissist sociopath. You need to write down the reality of what they're truly like to deem whether it's safe for children to be around them if you have children. Change the situation. If the reality of the situation isn't matching your beliefs, get out of that situation. Leave it behind. It's not working for you, it's working against you. Change your actions, whatever it is that may have caused you feelings of guilt, pain, fear. Step into those feelings and work through them. As hard as it is in that moment, it makes life easy. If you try to make life easy, it becomes hard. If you go through the hard, it will become easy. Acknowledge them. Don't run from them. If you run from them, you don't heal. And I know it's extremely hard. I have done it myself, where I have tried to run away from them all and find those excuses and find those reasons, and the brain just keeps ticking around. Yet as soon as you sit down and face it all, cry it all out, do whatever works for you, once you have dealt with all those emotions, once you have dealt with all those feelings, it does become a lot easier and it all makes so much more sense. In future, become more mindful. Keep a written diary, exercise, read and learn new things, talk with others, meditation, yoga. Keep track on your beliefs. Your beliefs are usually set around the 7 or 8 years of age. It's usually a trauma that will cause you to change your beliefs after this. You are allowed to change them. If you need to change them, you can change them. It takes work. It's like learning anything. Just like toddlers learning how to walk. They will learn to, some will learn to crawl. Some will miss that step. Some will bottom shuffle. Some will miss that step. Some will commando crawl. Some will miss that step. They will get up. They will wobble. They will fall. They will go back up. But at the end of the day, they keep going. And when they keep going, they learn how to walk and then they learn how to run. So when it comes to your mindset, you are reprogramming it. And it is, I'd like to say a challenge. It is a challenge within yourself to reprogram that mindset to how you want to think, to how you want to feel, to your beliefs, to your realities, to you. It is all about you. You have got to be kind to yourself first before you can be kind to others. You have got to put yourself first before you put others before you. Just like when you're flying on that aeroplane, when you get on that aeroplane and they're going through all the safety checks, they tell you if there is a loss of cabin pressure to put that oxygen mask on yourself first. Now, there was a time I'd have probably not listened and put it on my children first, whereas now I see the actual reality is I need to make sure that I'm at my best before I can be at my best for other people. And you need to make sure that you're at your best before you can be at the best for other people. Self-care is good. Self-love is good. You are allowed to love yourself. However you've been programmed in childhood, however you've been programmed from TV shows, you are allowed to love yourself and you do need to love yourself. This does not make you narcissistic. Narcissistic people don't truly love themselves. They just go around hurting other people. You can truly love yourself and still go around being kind and generous and nice to the right people. And once you do love yourself, you'll not lower your boundaries, you'll not lower your standards, and those negative people will no longer be welcome in your life. It'll just be a deal breaker because you are happy within yourself and who you are, your beliefs and your realities. Please add in the comments anything you'd like more information on or anything you believe would help someone else, because although thoughts and opinions and beliefs are similar, we are all individuals, so we all take on board different advice in different ways. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.